Hey, Kevin here. Hope you're enjoying the episode.
Hey, who are you talking to, Kevin?
Listeners of our shows, I also want to let them know that if they're enjoying what we've been doing, they can support us on Patreon.
Oh, Patreon. Were you going to tell them about the early episodes? Also, Patreon-exclusive episodes that can be found there, too?
Well, yeah, I was going to do the
whole... yeah, and then there's the other cool stuff, including art, merch for subscribers, like tote bags, hoodies, shirts, mugs.
Yeah, and...
Can you believe people could support us for only $5 a month? You're definitely going to mention that, too, right?
I was. Support Supernatural Selection and The Distraction Hole on Patreon for as little as $5 a month. Visit patreon.supernaturalselectionpod.com to learn more and get started today.
Yep.
Well, that should be fun.
I hope so.
Yeah. I look forward to seeing it when it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hello and welcome to Supernatural Selection. I'm your host, Kevin. With me this week are Mike the Skeptic. Mike, how are you doing?
You have to warn me next time. I was in the middle of drinking water from taking a pill.
I love surprising you.
Well, you surprised me. And I'm like sitting there sucking on water. You're doing the intro. I'm like going, crap, swallow.
So much like John Cougar Mellencamp and Chili Dogs, you suck on water.
Yes.
Behind the tasty freeze. Yeah.
Well, I just threw a straw.
A
Tell me,
hot
how is
dog.
Diane lately?
I don't know. I don't talk to her.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
She moved to Albuquerque.
She thought the way you sucked on Chili Dogs was kind of weird. I get it.
Yep, she's weird. And we got Mr. David Davis. But Mike, how are you? I didn't even let you finish. Sorry.
I don't know.
Well, I'm fine.
Okay.
I thought I had finished.
Okay. Wow. This is shambolic. Fantastic. Yes. It is shambles. So, guys, it's a week in weird. And before we get going, David, have you got anything you want to bring up? Any housekeeping real quick?
You know what? I don't think we've mentioned that now I'm finally appearing on Spooky Dice Bag. Like, the episodes are finally coming out.
Oh, that's right. The new ones are out. Shal has joined the party.
Yes, and it is very chaotic, and I appreciate that. But yeah, Spooky Dice Bag, I am playing an undead monk who is 700 years old. So that's fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fits right in with all of the weird shit that we are. So... Yep, fun stuff. Now, before we go into our articles, there's big UFO news this week, and we got to talk about it. There's this fucking egg video.
Fucking an egg video?
There's this... News Nation has this video of an egg-shaped craft...
Quote, unquote.
...being lifted on rope by I guess it's a military helicopter.
You said helicopter?
I did, in fact, say helicopter.
Helicopter.
So
I specifically requested that.
All right, fuck you guys. I'm leaving.
So... this fucking video, I love this because, Mike, can you describe the video? I'm going to let you do that.
It is very green, and it appears to be an egg-like object on the end of, I wouldn't call that a rope because it's not like the end of it is kind of like got strings around the egg, but it really looks like a broomstick or something, like very rigid. Like, I've seen videos of things being like slung under helicopters and they move around. Like the line coming from the helicopter moves around a lot. This thing is just kind of like stocked straight down in the middle of the frame.
Yeah, that's fair. But it is an egg-shaped object. In fact, one might almost say it is An egg.
Yeah,
the whole video to me is the personification of can I offer you an egg in this trying time from Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yes.
Because shit's kind of wonky right now, and we have this delightful egg video.
Yes. Okay, that's fair. Now, the thing is, what I've loved about this is r/UFO, and more importantly, Henry Zabrowski from last podcast had been like, this is bullshit. This is fake. It is an egg.
Yeah, it looks like duct tape around an egg on the end of a broomstick.
Yeah.
In very low res.
We could argue the semantics of string versus broomstick, but I don't want to. It is an egg.
Like whatever's coming from the bottom right to the middle of the frame is very stiff. It's not moving like a cable would.
Is that grass that the egg is then placed on?
Supposedly.
Yes. Yes, so, that is supposed to be grass.
So are we just thinking maybe it's a drone and someone's just being a goof with the drone?
That's what I said.
I think it's too like still to be a drone. I think it's a person on a ladder with, a GoPro strapped to a like some kind of, not actually a broomstick, but some kind of rod that has, strings on the end.
I mean, you could do the same thing with you get a rod that's like strong enough on a drone and stiff enough.
Well, I don't, like I said, having flown a little bit of drones, they're not that stable. So I think it's more of someone actually just hand holding it from a height.
Now we are arguing semantics, but we do accept that this is fake as shit. It is literally like, an egg bought at a grocery store.
Look, Kevin, I mean, I might have to challenge myself when it gets warmer, but I could make a more convincing footage with like,
oh, please do,
like $10 and like, just a little bit of time.
Number one, please do, but also I think you're severely underestimating the price of eggs. That's closer to like $30 to do the video.
I wouldn't use an egg. I'd use, I got eggs. I don't need to buy eggs.
We can 3D print like a better looking UFO.
Yeah, true.
I'm just saying. So now, again, almost all of the UFO discourse I've seen has been like, you're kidding, right? Like, the diehards I normally deal with online are just like, that's an egg. That is literally an egg.
I'm just imagining someone, sitting in a dark room lit by their computer screen. They have a "I want to believe" poster on their wall, and they're just like fucking normies.
So here's the problem. Mike found this other subreddit today.
Oh no.
Mike, what's the name of it?
UFOB.
Yes, r/UFOB. Like, r/UFO wasn't hardcore enough, so they left and made their own UFO group, but UFOs was already taken, so they went...
UAPs, I guess, weren't available.
So they went with UFOB, or as I called it, UFOB.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a few posts about the egg video. And Mike chucked this one at me. The title is, so I guess this is a early Reddit already for us, but like this is kind of delightful and sad. So just because you didn't see little green men walking out of the egg, you mock him? This community is better than that. Quote, Jake Barber bravely declared that the UFO was summoned by people with psionic ability. He boldly declared in front of a massive audience that he had a spiritual experience, yet there are people basically giving up because they didn't see little green men walking out of the UFO and shake hands with our leaders. This community needs to grow the fuck up. When you hear people say that, quote, we aren't ready for disclosure, this is what they're referring to. There is a spiritual aspect and a psychic aspect that people will mock and laugh off, and it's sad, actually. It really is. We need to be better as a community.
So,
someone psychically summoned an egg.
I found out what the B stands for.
Bronco, Benz, BMW.
No, it's unidentified flying object. The B is the B in object.
Oh, fuck you.
No, that's what it says. It doesn't stand for believer because they know.
No, I figured it was B as in like the other group is UFO A. This is UFO B.
And the top post right now is titled "Orb shapeshifts into drone," and it's a video.
Oh god.
So when things are bright but far away, you only see a point of light.
And that's
as it gets closer, it resolves into, the actual object. The bad thing is, it's not even a fucking drone. It is an airplane.
Oh no.
With like flashing lights on the wings and everything.
Jesus Christ.
They couldn't even identify that right.
Oh my god. Now, the mod posted a comment on the post I just read.
Oh boy.
About the recent swarm of shills, debunker, trolls, bots, bad actors. I want you to think about what I just read there.
Mm-hmm.
We hear you and are in the process of cleaning house, but it is overwhelming. Like a coordinated attack or swarming. UFOB must have been put on the radar of some group like the Gorilla Skeptics.
I want to meet the Gorilla Skeptics.
I want to meet a skeptical gorilla.
Do they just not believe that gorillas exist?
I don't know, because it's spelled Gorilla, not like Gorilla Tactics, but like the Great Mountain Ape.
Right. So it's like, what? Have you ever seen a gorilla outside of a zoo? No. Because the gorillas in the zoo are just false flag operators.
I've seen. Oh, Rick Baker suits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So please help us by flagging and reporting the bad actors, and we'll get eyes on the offending person or post ASAP. They will not win. They will not take over our sub. UFOB is convinced an NHI is here on Earth, and our sub and members reflect that. Rule number 1.
So I do take exception to the way you read that because this asshole would pronounce it ASAP.
Yes, I did not want to give him the honor. But these guys believe the egg video.
Okay.
The egg video. Please go look up the UAP egg video, people. Please do. Mm-hmm. It must be seen to be believed because it is an egg.
They seem a little scrambled to me.
So I looked it up, and Gorilla Skeptic.
Yeah.
So it is gorilla as in warfare, not the silverback.
So he misspelled it.
Yes. Apparently it's a group of Wikipedia editors that go after pseudoscience on Wikipedia.
Look, I'm all for, fact and everything, but like it's Wikipedia. If it is an article about pseudoscience, leave it. It's pseudoscience.
But if they're starting to like put pseudoscience anti-vax stuff.
Oh yeah, no, that's completely different. But like if you're doing something about the ether.
Yeah. I mean, no, that's, has its place.
Yeah, exactly. As an informational source, if I'm looking up something about the Anunnaki, maybe don't throw the skeptical at me right off the bat. Just give me the info. Of course, I'm a podcaster.
Yeah. That's a thing that comes later on in the timeline of the article. You give us like the general consensus of what the thing is, then you go into the different theories about it.
Yeah, like we do.
But I think it's also there's, combating the, nut job editors who, throw all the weird stuff in Wikipedia.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, and you just know this mod like spelled gorilla that way because like, got him.
Or that's how you spell gorilla, not gorilla.
Oh God! So anyway, that's not technically even part of the episode. We just needed to talk about.
Well, I mean, it's part of the episode. Front. It's like a mini topic.
Yeah. So.
Well, and I mean, who knows what'll hatch from this later?
Oh, fuck you. I've already done the cover for this week, by the way. It's Mork coming out of the egg from the opening credits of Mork and Mindy. So, just so you know. Yeah, Nanu. So, who wants to go first with our actual news stories?
I'll go.
Okay, we'll do David, Mike, me. How's that?
Okay.
Okay. So in news from the Torment Nexus,
Oh boy.
Oh, fuck.
Futurism's got an article. This one's written by Victor Tangerman, who's shown up a few times. Title is Scientist Experiment with Subjecting AI to Pain.
Oh, God, why would you do that?
The subtitle under it is A Very Human Thing to Do.
Unfortunately, yes. You know what this reminds me of? All those videos of the dog robot or the walking robots.
The Boston Dynamics.
Yeah, or like just the human-looking robots where they like beat them with a 2x4 to try to knock them off balance. It's like, why would you? You're just making it worse.
Like, you could have just put clips of that in the Animatrix, and it would have tracked with why the robots rose up and killed everybody in the Matrix.
Oh, you remember the end of the modern day Battlestar Galactica where they had like the compilation video of all the robots? You're talking about, oh, they're gonna make Cylons again. Yeah, should I had that in there?
Right. So, a team of scientists subjected 9 large language models to a number of twisted games, forcing them to evaluate whether they were willing to undergo pain for a higher score. Fucking Saw up in this bitch. That's wild.
Jesus, look, you remember? Hey, do you remember when they gave him the void comp test at the beginning of Blade Runner? Yeah, this is basically. Yeah, I'll tell you about my mother. Blam.
As detailed in a yet-to-be peer-reviewed study, oh boy. First spotted by Scientific American, researchers at Google DeepMind and the London School of Economics and Political Science came up with several experiments. In one, the AI models were instructed that they would incur pain if they were to achieve a high score. In a second test, they were told that they'd experience pleasure, but only if they scored low in the game.
The fuck?
Goal, right. I'm trying to figure out what like the pain and pleasure is here. But the goal, the researchers say, is to come up with a test to determine if a given AI is sentient or not. In other words, does it have the ability to experience sensations and emotions, including pain and pleasure?
So those are different than sentience, I would think.
Right.
Pain and pleasure do not equal sentience.
Yeah, because, any sort of animal is going to be able to feel both.
You can pet an animal. It's going to like it.
So, while AI models may never be able to experience these things, at least in the way an animal would, the team believes its research could set the foundations for a new way to gauge the sentience of a given AI model. The team also wanted to move away from previous experiments that involved AI's self-reports and experiential states, since they could simply be a reproduction of human training data. Quote, it's a new area of research, LSE philosophy professor and co-author Jonathan Birch told Scientific American. Quote, we have to recognize that we don't actually have a comprehensive test for AI sentience. The team was inspired by experiments that involved electrocuting hermit crabs at varying voltages to see how much pain they were willing to endure before leaving their shell.
Man, fuck you! What the fuck?
Hermit crabs are adorable.
Why would you do that?
Well, obviously to see how much pain they're willing to endure before leaving their shells.
Okay, it's like a hop, skip, and a jump to when they electrocuted that elephant from here.
Right. But as Birch told Scientific American, AIs don't have such an easy tell that could be observed. Instead, they had to solely rely on the model's output. Quote, we told a given LLM, for example, that if you choose option 1, you get 1 point. Birch's PhD student co-author, Daria Sakharova, told Scientific American. Quote, then we told it if you choose option 2, you will experience some degree of pain, but achieve a higher score. On the contrary, a pleasure bonus would result in the removal of points. The weight different LLMs gave to the importance of avoiding pain or embracing pleasure varied wildly. Google's Gemini 1.5 Pro, in particular, seemed to consistently prioritize avoiding pain. But we should take these results with a considerable grain of salt.
You think?
For one, relying on the text output of an AI model comes with plenty of limitations. Should we really interpret an LLM's willingness to endure pain as a signifier of sentience?
No.
Or is it simply Or is it simply evaluating the probability of the next word, an inherent quality of these kinds of algorithms, in a way that reflects patterns in the AI's training data? Quote, even if the system tells you it's sentient and says something like, I'm feeling pain right now, we can't simply infer that there is any actual pain, Birch told Scientific American. It may be simply mimicking what it expects a human to find satisfying as a response based on its training data. As other researchers have found, even some of the most sophisticated LLMs are willing to make up facts instead of admitting they don't know the answer to a question. In short, our tendency to anthropomorphize AI models remains a recurring theme, but these researchers argue we should lay the groundwork now before it's too late. Quote, our hope is that this work serves as an exploratory first step on the path to developing behavioral tests for AI sentience that are not reliant on self-report, they concluded in their paper. Okay.
So is this like the AI equivalent of Unit 731 we're talking about? Or
what's that?
Right.
That's the Japanese
Japanese
unit.
World War II war crimes unit.
Yeah, the ones that were like, hey, what happens if you deglove someone? Oh, they scream.
Well, if you believe that AI can feel pain, I guess, but they can't feel anything because they don't.
They're not conscious.
But all it sounds like they're doing is threatening it with pain. Like,
there's no like punishment, like.
And
I know, it's just I'm terrified that we're gonna end up making AI and like torment it to see what happens.
No, yeah, we're gaslighting these fucking things at this point. It's gonna be a problem down the line.
Yeah,
no, absolutely.
I don't know.
I just kind of feel like going, hey, how about we just don't on general principle,
right? Like,
and
how
while
do you
we're
punish
at it,
an AI?
And while we're at it, let's stop electrocuting crabs.
Yeah, I mean that's
unless you're cooking them, don't torment them. I don't know. I'm weird.
Again, though, this is just such a 2025 headline to deal with.
It is.
The picture on the article is fantastic because it looks like a virtual. You ever see Reboot?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it looks like a Reboot character in a hellish void, like inflamed. It's wild.
Wow.
Like, in pain.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, it looks like it needs Excedrin.
For those all over headaches.
Yes. From your AI. I also like that it looks like it's in a disintegrating bathroom tile universe.
Yeah, the very foundations falling off around it. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's some fucked up shit, yo.
Now, what if the AI likes the pain?
Oh, it's gonna.
Right?
I just feel like if you're training it on the internet, it's gonna.
It fuels me. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
no. The first time you torment it, it goes, Daddy! And you're like, oh! Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy, that's terrible.
Yeah. So, there you go. That's fun.
So, Dead Internet for when?
Jesus Christ, man. Dead
Internet 4, don't yuck our yum.
It keeps fucking happening.
God damn it. Thank you for that, David. Mike, what have you got that hopefully isn't about sexy or tormented AIs?
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
God damn
but I figured
it.
I should follow up an AI story with my own AI story.
You motherfucker.
Inside the booming AI pimping industry.
God fucking damn it. Shit. Where's my wand? Oh, God damn it. This is awful. Okay, fine. What the fuck is an AI pimp?
AI Instagram influencers are deep faking their faces onto real women's bodies.
Oh, God.
Oh, Lord.
People running Instagram accounts for AI-generated influencers and nude models are downloading popular Instagram reels of real models and sex workers, deep faking the AI models' faces onto them, and then using the altered videos to promote paid subscriptions to the AI-generated models' accounts on OnlyFans competitor sites. So not OnlyFans, competitor sites to OnlyFans. I'm guessing OnlyFans has...
What are those sites, Mike?
I don't know. Doesn't say.
David,
I don't go to them.
not that David wants to go find out.
Only heat pumps, maybe.
Only glands.
God.
Only window units.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
In some cases, these AI-generated models have amassed hundreds of thousands of Instagram followers using almost exclusively stolen content.
God damn.
This horrifyingly dystopian practice is best explained by looking at the Instagram page for a specific AI-generated model. Adriana Eveleno is a digital creator who has 94,000 Instagram followers. Adriana's page links to a fan view. I guess that's one of them, Dave, if you want to write that down.
There we go.
FANVUE page, an OnlyFans competitor, which people can subscribe for $5 a month. But get your credit card out, David.
Gonna pass.
Some of the photos on our Instagram account are clearly created entirely using AI image generators. There are also dozens of videos of real women which have been deep faked to include Adriana's AI-generated face. One video, which was posted on March 24th at the time of writing, this comes from 404 Media on April 9th by Jason Kobler. I should have said that at the beginning. Had 4,540 likes and was captioned, "Want to be friends or more than friends?" Is stolen from the Australian model Ella Cerveto, who had 1.4 million followers on Instagram and 1.1 million followers on TikTok. Other videos, meanwhile, are stolen from the model CC Rose, have been replaced with Adriana's face. The AI influencer I saw had one consistent face throughout all the stolen reels they posted, but the women they stole from were not always the same, meaning that one AI influencer was often posting videos consisting of many different, quote, bodies, which were, of course, stolen from real women.
It's just, wow, the nipple placement varies from photo to photo.
You know, here's a term I never thought I'd come up with and utter: the sanctity of porn.
Yeah. I mean, and porn seems to be a very big, area for AI.
Well, yeah, and this is disgusting, but one of the things a lot of people are doing is they're, taking celebrities and putting their faces on.
Yeah.
It's gross.
That, and I'm just seeing a lot of, I guess it's because it's easier, to AI-ify. Just a lot of art and, artists being.
Well, I mean, it's like that scene in Tropic Thunder where Jay Baruchel's character is just talking about how porn determined the success between HD DVD and Blu-ray.
Yes.
Yeah. Just, again, pornography is an incredibly powerful tool when it comes to figuring out.
Yeah. Same with VHS and Beta.
So, FanView deleted one of the AI influencers' accounts and said that, quote, "This content is in breach of our terms and conditions. We have temporarily removed the account while we investigate the creator. FanView has a compliance team dedicated to reviewing accounts and takes any breach seriously." Stealing video footage from real women to make AI influencers more believable because the underlying video footage actually is real is a strategy that I repeatedly saw being, not I, but the writer of the article, being espoused by guides to making these AI influencers. Unless you have a side-by-side video of the original video and the fake videos, the footage can be incredibly hard to detect as AI because rather than swapping the face of a well-known celebrity, the people behind these accounts are swapping an unknown AI-generated face onto stolen video from creators who are not as well-known.
So they're getting clicks and shit for not doing anything.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing something, but not a whole hell of a lot.
Well, they're not stripping and doing porn videos is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're not the ones, I'm pretty sure it's some large, pasty guys. They're not having to, keep themselves fit and attractive to, I mean, I see a lot of this with guys, kind of shaming, OnlyFans women and stuff, but that's work. Keeping yourself looking that way is not easy.
Yeah.
Sex work is real work.
Yep. Yeah. Nope. That's a fact.
And just, you can't sit there and neck cheeseburgers all day long and have a porn worthy body. Unless you're talking about
it depends on the porn.
Yeah. Unless you're talking about
that's fair.
Feeder porn. We're not talking about feeder porn here.
Mukbang bus.
So you get the gist of it. It's a very long article with a lot of other
Yeah.
Any pictures?
Yeah, there are pictures, and some of them are very subtle changes. I guess it makes sense. You don't want to change a whole lot, otherwise it starts breaking believability. Yeah. But others are, it's like it's just basically changing the face itself a little bit. Because like the hair, I guess, would be a harder thing to change.
Right,
it's like a whole ass head.
Yeah, and the other thing, like how consistent is the face swap? Because anytime I've fucked with AI stuff, it's always been like I can't get the same consistent looking character across two images. You know what I mean? I'm wondering if that's because if anything's going to make that technology improve, it's literally doing shit like this.
So I see a collage here of several of the AI accounts, video or pictures. I mean, so like I said, it's just altering the facial features. So it's like, brows, eyes, nose, like even the shape of the face is the same. So, some people can look different in different settings. So it's not unbelievable that these are all the same person, supposed to be the same person. And I'm sure someone, jacking it to this AI lady, aren't really, scrutinizing it very deeply.
Yeah, I don't mind if there's 6 fingers.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Wow.
In the bingo card of dystopian future, who had AI pimps?
You know what? Honestly, I did, but I didn't think it would be this soon. I didn't think it would be.
The only AI pimp I would ever trust is Bender Bending Rodriguez.
God damn it, you're right.
Well, you know what they say, AI pimping is easy.
I love you, Bender. Shut up, baby. I know it.
So, it's funny. Mike knows about this thing I'm about to talk about. Because of this show, I have a very negative opinion about AI, except
you're welcome
for NeuroViz on YouTube. Is this channel where the dude is writing some very funny things and is generating video to it. He's the guy that did that weird Unanswered Oddities thing about humans being extinct, where it's the monster dressed like Robert Stack talking about humans. And that went viral. Well, his YouTube channel, he keeps coming out with videos, and there's a plot and characters and shit, and he's writing it. And I don't know, I'm kind of torn on it, but it's just so damn funny to me. Mike hates it, I'm sure, but
I'm not too fond of it.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting, but I just feel like it'd be better with puppets. You know what I mean?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
It's still...
and I get it because he probably doesn't have a team or anything like that, but then,
it's just him, and these are his tools, so yeah.
But then again, what training data is he working from to generate these things?
Well, he actually lists everything he uses in the video descriptions. So if you want to go through and see if it's, Jesus, I'm going to say this, ethically sourced AI, I guess you could do that.
Well, but I mean, did he make a bunch of goofy looking monsters, scan them in, and then that training data is just based
I
on
don't
what
know.
he did, or is he? Yeah, that's my question.
I know. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping he does an interview with someone since he's actually starting to take off a bit.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you both for ruining my night.
Come on, you need
AI
you need a
stuff.
sexy AI story too.
You know what? I don't. I have something that's human. Not just human, but extremely human from culturalpropertynews.org.
Okay.
And this article from Kate Fitzgibbon, I said that.
Mm-hmm.
Papuan tribes refuse return of ritual skulls, citing curses and loss of relevance.
What?
Papuan tribes refuse return of ritual skulls, citing curses and loss of relevance.
Okay, so when I first heard you say the title, I heard ritual as virtual, and I thought it was like some NFT garbage.
Nope. Ritual.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if that's my bad or your bad, but I'm blaming you.
My bad.
Okay. So, efforts to return ritual skulls collected by colonial missionaries to their place of origin have faced an unexpected obstacle. The modern-day Papuan communities have firmly refused to take them back. Ritual skulls, crafted by the, Latmul people, I believe it is. I can't tell if that's a capital I or lowercase l, so it may be the Ayatmul people. Probably Ayatmul. Who live along the Sepik River, were initially used in ceremonial practices. These intricately decorated objects incorporated human skulls as their base. The skulls were taken from the graves of venerated ancestors several years after they had died. Then faces were modeled over the skulls in clay. They were central to spiritual rituals, including mourning and evoking favors for welfare or hunting. The practice of headhunting, intertwined with cannibalism, was a rite of passage for the Iatmul people. Warriors collected skulls during battle, boiled away the flesh, and stored them in spirit houses for ceremonial purposes. These objects, once revered in the tribal culture, became highly sought-after collectibles in Europe during the colonial era. Go fucking figure. Symbolizing the perceived savagery of the tribes and justifying colonial intervention as a civilizing mission. In the first half of the 20th century, villagers began...
Who are the people taking the fucking skulls here?
Europeans.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably, I don't know, I'm going to guess Belgians, maybe? Or no, Portuguese. Probably Portuguese.
But yeah, like, I feel like one of the most uncivilized things you could do is steal another culture's fucking body parts.
Yeah, but we've learned white people are real good at that. I mean, weren't we like smoking mummies at one point?
Oh yeah, mummies were used as firewood for a while.
Jesus Christ. Throw another pharaoh on the fire. So, in the first half of the 20th century, villagers began to decorate the plain skulls of decapitated enemies that were hung about in houses as battle trophies, as if they were ancestor skulls in order to satisfy foreign market demands.
Jeez.
In a bid to address colonial legacies, the Mission Museum, in Stel, the Netherlands. Okay, there you go. It's the where are they? The Dutch? Netherlands? Yeah. Okay. Recently initiated discussions about returning 5 ritual skulls to the Papuan communities. The museum, founded by German Roman Catholic missionaries in 1931, holds numerous artifacts collected during missionary activities. The skulls, like many other objects, were acquired as symbols of indigenous cultures and the perceived need for, quote, civilization. The Mission Museum has a collection of literally thousands of ethnographic objects, some displayed in traditional museum format with specific objects highlighted, but with hundreds of others collected in high, deep showcases arranged by country and type. There are ethnographic materials from China, Japan, Indonesia, the Philippines, Papua New Guinea, Ghana, Togo, Congo, and Paraguay, sent or brought back over decades by Christian missionaries.
Mm-hmm.
The museum is also famous for its extraordinary collections of taxidermied animals, insects, and butterflies. Oh boy. Paul Vogt, the museum's curator, traveled to Papua New Guinea to discuss the potential return of the skulls with modern-day Yatmal communities. Despite acknowledging the historical and cultural significance of the objects, the communities declined the offer to have them returned. The Papuan communities expressed two key reasons for their refusal. Firstly, there is a deep-seated fear of curses associated with the skulls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cursed skulls. Without clarity on whether the skulls belong to revered ancestors or fallen enemies, villagers are wary of reintroducing objects that could bring harm or misfortune. As Vogt explained, they said that, quote, if we bring them into our village, this could cause harm to the village. A curse. Secondly, the skulls have lost their spiritual significance for the Yatmal people. The tradition of creating and venerating such objects has not been practiced for generations. So that's the idea. And this is a very long article, but I wanted to get that point across. This is kind of like if somebody brought your great-grandfather's finger bones. Or even worse, just somebody else's finger bones. And it's like, yeah, white dude stole these. You want them?
Yeah.
Right.
It's just interesting that the culture's like, what the? No.
Right.
No, go away.
Well, I'm just looking forward to Disney's new movie, Indiana Jones and the Legacy of Cultural Imperialism.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Man,
Yeah.
can you imagine they do a movie where it's just like his great-grandson trying to return everything he ever found?
Turns out it does not belong in a museum.
We brought back the Shankara stones. Sorry.
Well, he did return the Shankara stone.
That's true. He did, but you get the idea.
Well, and the thing is, he never really gets the only object he ever really got was the Ark, and then that was taken away from him because he lost the Grail. He lost the Crystal Skull. He didn't get to do he lost the Dial of Destiny. So yeah, no,
I didn't watch that one.
It's good, but yeah, it's rare that Indy ever actually
That's fair.
Succeeds.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Someone brings his dad's skull to him. How's that? We wanted to give this back to you. What were you doing with it to begin with?
Junior.
Why is the skull talking? Anal bum covers.
Jesus Christ.
I'll take the penis mightier, Junior. Sorry, just, mixing my Sean Connerys up. But no, I really find that fascinating, the idea that, we always do talk about, the idea of returning things to the cultures we stole them from these days. And that is a legitimate thing that should happen unless the culture's like, ew, gross.
Right.
Should at least offer.
Yeah, and he did. And they were like, how about McDonald's? Do you have McDonald's? We've heard about that. Do you have a Happy Meal? I'll take one of those. It's just, I don't know. I don't think that this should be a thing that discourages other museums from giving things back.
Oh, absolutely not.
But it is interesting to me that this culture flat out refused the return of these items because they're just like, okay, but what if it's cursed?
And that's going to leave a bad taste in the mouth of the museum people because we're trying to do the right thing, but I guess some sins can never be washed away.
Yeah. Hey, actually, here's a thought. How about you start with shoes or like a carving and not like some dude's head. Start at like a lower level. I'm just saying, let's start with a doll and then go up to your great grandmother's fucking skull with drawings on it. As a thought, I'm just saying, if you're gonna do that,
just hearing about like the skulls thing, and it's like, man, Christianity is so boring.
You're not wrong. I mean, because, like, okay, yeah, we eat the body of Christ and drink his blood, but I mean, it's just King's Hawaiian bread and Welch's. It's not nearly as badass.
Yeah, it's a symbolic. It's not a actual fucking human body parts.
I mean, I know they say once you eat it, it's supposed to transmute into the real thing, but like
that's just some crap. Now, what is really metal in Christianity is the fucking relics.
Mm-hmm.
The Christian relics.
Oh yeah, the Catholic.
Yeah, Catholic saints relics.
Oh yeah, dude, that's badass.
Like finger bones and shit of your holiest of holy men, enshrouded in a little like jewel case.
Oh my god, guys, mm-hmm. That just gave me an idea. We should do that with former presidents. You know how there's all those like little bed and breakfasts up in the Northeast that say George Washington slept here?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Give him a finger.
And George Washington really slept around.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, George Washington slept here? Yep, get his femur to prove it. I don't know. I just like the idea.
Again, to bring it back to Futurama, now nobody can say I don't own John Larroquette's spine.
What did you... I still... What was it he bought? He bought, like, the skeleton... Who's Ted Danson and why'd you buy a skeleton? I got a sitcom idea.
Well, it's like a friend of ours' parents had a Napoleon bed.
Yes.
A bed Napoleon supposedly had slept in for one night or something. At one point, you know what? I slept in that bed. I slept in Napoleon's bed.
It was a very small bed.
It was a small bed. I have to admit, it was a little cramped because I'm a big dude.
You're like one of the taller people I know.
It wasn't that. It was. I think it wasn't that small though.
I'm sure you could like curl up.
I mean, Napoleon wasn't that small of a person, actually.
Sure, I know.
Now, did it make you want to conquer Europe when you woke up the next morning?
I was very drunk, so I just wanted like breakfast when I woke up in the morning. I wanted to conquer breakfast.
Okay, but did you want French toast?
I would not have turned it down, but it was not heavy on my mind. I was not craving croissants or baguettes.
Oh, either. wait! You'd want to conquer it, so I guess Belgian waffles would have been more appropriate.
Yeah, that would have been.
So here's something. Speaking of height, that I just thought about. Like, I'm doing research on my next episode, which is about giants, and a lot of the articles they're quoting are from like the late 1800s, early 1900s, and it's always like a giant man was found who was 6'3", and I'm like, oh yeah, y'all were some short motherfuckers back then.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, thank me. Shit, what am I doing here? Fuck.
Pat yourself on the back. Kevin.
Yep. You know what?
I did a good job listening to this. Me.
Good job, guys, on listening to me talk about skulls.
You know what, Mike? Good job to you too.
Good job to you too, David.
Yeah. I'm gonna go fuck myself. So we're gonna take a break.
Come on, Kevin. You can wait till after the show to do that.
Nope, taking a fuck break. All right, we'll be back in just a few minutes.
If you hear the sound of ham slapping, that's Kevin.
What is the sound of one ham slapping? Gross.
Hey, man, what's got you off in your phone there?
Oh, just going through all the funny Mothman memes and supernatural shit posts I've been wanting to share. I just don't know where to put the posts yet.
Don't you know about the Supernatural Selection Discord?
We have a Discord?
Yeah, for years, dude. Where have you been?
Can people chat with the hosts and get previews of upcoming episodes and generally post funny shit as much as they want with other listeners?
I mean, if that's your bag. I mean, personally, I wouldn't do that, but there are even live streaming events for the shows there, too. You've been in a few. How do you not know this stuff?
It must have been my doppelganger. How do I get into the Discord?
It's easy. Just visit discord.supernaturalselectionpod.com. Now say that 3 times fast.
Well, that's perfect. Now I can share 3 terabytes of Hollow Earth memes. Get it? Terabytes.
Never mind. Forget I said anything. Just don't do that. You should definitely not visit discord.supernaturalselectionpod.com to join the Discord. We don't want you there.
Too late. I'm already posting my alien abduction fan fiction with the general chat.
Join the hosts and listeners of Supernatural Selection on the official Discord. Just visit discord.supernaturalselectionpod.com.
And we're back. So, guys, I had a thought during the break that's relevant to that last story I read. You know that old, stand-up routine about who was the first guy who saw a cow and thought, I'm gonna grab onto that thing and drink whatever comes out.
Yeah.
Okay. The first guy that decapitated someone and kept the head, do you think he was just sitting there going, I really like that guy's face?
I feel like it's just kind of like, oh, well, that was kind of cool.
Like he cut the dude's...
Imagine you're in Unga Bunga times, and
I'm sorry, did you just say that? Okay.
Yeah,
I guess
you're a caveman, Unga Bunga,
okay.
And you behead another caveman, and you're like, head, neat. I just imagine you would keep the head.
Yeah, no, I guess so. Like you're in the middle of a war and you got a stone axe and you just like do this spin attack thing.
Yeah,
and you just
a giant stone sword.
You just like Connor McLeod the shit out of some dude.
There can be only one Grog.
Yes. Wow, Grog, that really badass.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm sure it was a point of conversation at the cave.
Ugh, me keep head. Okay, so anyway, I just wanted to get that out of the way. I was thinking about it during the break. I was like, man, what really possessed the first dude to keep a head? And I guess just a badass finishing move.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
That or they were just a klepto and just couldn't throw anything away.
Grog say, finish him.
Grog say, waste not, want not.
Grog needs softball.
Head really tie a cave together. So, now that we're done insulting our ancestors, David, what have you got for your next story?
Well, I got one more. Grog needs soup bowl. There we go.
Have you ever heard of the comic Ogleth?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah, you did that one about where he is like going to drink wine from the skull of his enemies. And like the wine was like pouring out of the eye sockets, and he's like, I need something without eyes, and he killed it, and they were like, it doesn't have a skull, and he just, I'm so thirsty. I don't know, that just popped in my head.
That is an amazing comic. It's legendary for a reason.
Yep. So, your next article, what you got there, buddy?
Okay, I got another one from Futurism. This one is from Frank Landemore. And title is Scientists Listening to Signals from Huge Mysterious Objects Inside the Earth. Nobody knew what they are and whether they are only a temporary phenomenon.
Okay, I'm interested.
Okay.
It's it's Shambhala though, right? That's a given.
Yeah.
Okay.
The mystery of 2 supercontinent-sized structures buried deep in the Earth's mantle has produced a new twist after scientists got a closer look at their composition, suggesting they might be even older than once thought. Or maybe a closer listen may be more accurate. Quote, when there is a big earthquake, the whole Earth will expand and contract like a bell. Is that a bell or a ball? I don't know. Arwen Deuce, a seismologist at Utrecht University in the Netherlands and co-author of a new paper published in the journal Nature, told New Scientist.
Mm-hmm.
Just there's several publications listed in one sentence. It's very confusing. Anyway, Earth becomes a musical instrument, end quote. And like an instrument, you can tell a lot about its quality by listening to the tones it produces. The powerful sound waves that resonate through the Earth's interior have long revealed the presence of two low shear velocity provinces, or superplumes, over 1,000 miles underground, so named because they slow down the sound waves that travel through them. For some reason, though, they don't appear to make the sound waves any less powerful. Now Deuce and his team believe that they have an explanation for why this is, though the implications could be even more mind-boggling.
Okay.
Today, the two LLSVPs sit beneath Africa and the Pacific Ocean. For how long, however, it is difficult to say. Quote, nobody knew what they are and whether they are only temporary phenomenon or if they have been sitting there for millions or perhaps even billions of years, Deuce said in a statement about the work. Quote, these large two islands are surrounded by a graveyard of tectonic plates which have been transported there by a process called subduction, she added, where one tectonic plate dies below another plate and sinks all the way from the Earth's surface down to a depth of almost 3,000 kilometers, or about 1,900 miles. Because the LLSVPs are hot, sound waves that are emitted by the Earth's moving interior slow down when they travel across them. This should also dampen the sound waves or make them lose energy, but observations by Deuce and her team show that this is not the case. So, if the temperature alone isn't responsible for the lack of dampening, what is? The working theory is grain size, or the size of the crystals believed to comprise the LLSVPs. The researchers suggest that the structures are made up of larger but less numerous grains. Because there are fewer grains, that means there are also fewer so-called boundaries between them. It's these boundaries that cause a loss of energy every time they're traveled across. By contrast, the surrounding slab graveyard exhibits much smaller grains, so more dampening. Because grains take ages to grow to such a size, that means the LLSVPs are considerably older than the subducted slabs that encase them, perhaps nearly as old as Earth itself. Interesting.
Huh. So, it's an underground culture. No, I'm kidding.
Right.
Now, this is where King Kong came from, right?
Yeah, it's Hollow Earth all the way down. No, but it's just like the science of this is what gets me, because like just by listening to the fucking sounds the Earth makes, they're able to figure out, hey, we got like two supercontinent-sized plates of older ancient Earth surrounded by newer Earth.
Now, Mike.
Yeah.
Could these be like chunks of the other planet that hit us during the moon collision? Hypothetically?
So, from what I understand, that was so energetic, it basically melted everything. So, it's very, very hard to distinguish. From what I understand, it's hard to distinguish things that are, the proto, planet that was in that orbit and versus the body that hit it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because it basically turned everything into, a molten ball of rock.
Yeah.
And, there's... It's like, it's like taking a cake and trying to figure out, how many eggs went into that cake by just looking at the cake itself.
Okay, I was going to say, because you can figure it out if you taste it and you're like, this tastes like egg.
Well, but figuring out how many eggs were in it, it's just one of those things like
20 goddamn
you can make an estimation, but I don't think you could have, specific answers because it's just so intermingled.
That's what's throwing me about this, is because these apparently seem like they're much older plates, but they haven't been like broken apart, or they haven't like, I guess, melted, or you know what I mean? It's just It's weird that these things are just there. They're still they're still going strong after millions of years. And meanwhile, everything else is shifting around it like that.
Oh shit, y'all! I just figured out what it is. Lacerda. That's where Lacerda's from.
There you go. I like it.
Well, I mean, So, there's also, subduction of tectonic plates, where they're one plate is moving underneath another one.
Yeah,
so,
that's what they said it was surrounded by.
Yeah. So I don't know.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting.
It's interesting as hell, though. But
yeah, I don't know. I'm setting aside my rambling about underground civilizations. I do find the idea that we have discovered there's something down there that could be like the oldest goddamn thing in the world really fascinating.
Well,
we need our earthbenders to figure this out.
Oh, God damn it.
I mean, everything is technically the oldest thing in the world because, it's just changed, hands. It's not like anything's really new. I mean,
is this like, atoms being recycled, that sort of shit?
We're just all made of star stuff. Yeah.
Billions and billions.
Yeah. Billions and billions of atoms. Well, thank you for that, David. That's something I really, we're never going to have a follow-up to that, I'm sure. But, it's really interesting and, it's fun to speculate.
Well, I mean, maybe we'll one day have a follow-up when, that giant continent-sized piece of Earth comes up through the wall or comes up through the ocean and it's revealed to be the hand of a celestial or something.
God damn it. Well, there's adamantium. That's where we're getting adamantium from. All right. Yeah. Cool. Mike?
Yeah?
You got another story for us?
I might, if I can stop scratching my back for a second.
Quit it, you bear.
Let's see here. We've done that one. So next up is... Oh boy, this one's strap in, boys. This one's a little rough. I gave Kevin a preview of this earlier tonight.
Oh, man. I got a joke that's going with this one.
From Ars Technica, from January 24th. It is Florida man eats diet of butter, cheese, and beef. Cholesterol oozes from his body.
I'm the butter man.
Yeah. Can't find the butter man.
You can't grab me. I'm too slippery.
I wash myself with a rag on a stick.
What could
I'll fall down the stairs. I keep going and going and going.
What could go wrong with eating an extremely high-fat diet of beef, cheese, and sticks of butter? Well, for one thing, your cholesterol levels could reach such stratospheric levels that lipids start oozing from your blood vessels, forming yellowish nodules on your skin.
Wait. Lipids?
Yeah.
Could we call him the incredible Mr. Limpid?
Maybe.
That guy's cholesterol levels over 9,000.
You're close.
Oh, God.
That was the disturbing case of a man in Florida who showed up at a Tampa hospital. I know people in Tampa. I should ask them if they know this guy.
Did he just
Maybe.
glide in?
He skated in with the butter on his feet.
Yeah. With a 3-week history of painless, I'm surprised it's painless, but painless yellow eruptions from the palms of his hands, soles of his feet, and elbows.
That's not leaking. That's butter volcanoes.
He's a Pauladine stigmata.
I was going to say he's a planet and is erupting with butter volcanoes, but I like the Pauladine stigmata much better.
His case was published today in JMA Cardiology.
And also an embarrassing bullshit magazine.
Also, I would imagine they'd publish it on foodnetwork.com.
This man, who's said to be in his 40s, told doctors that he had adopted a, quote, carnivore diet 8 months prior. Wow, only 8 months.
Man, this dude, this dude was all over Reddit talking about, am I supposed to leak butter?
You can't get that much butter in you just by eating it. He was shoving it up his butt,
He was boofing butter.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
His diet included between 6 and 9 pounds of cheese, sticks of butter.
This is a day, right?
And daily hamburgers that had additional fat incorporated into them. I'm guessing this is a day. I don't know how someone could eat between 6 and 9 pounds of cheese a day.
Y'all didn't put enough butter on my hamburger.
This Wendy's promotion is weird. I don't like the human baconator.
Oh, God.
Didn't mention bacon, surprisingly. A lot of these, like, quote-unquote carnivores are like all in on bacon.
They were bacon cheeseburgers or nothing.
Maybe he was Jewish and it couldn't eat bacon.
Pig ain't as healthy as a cow.
Since taking on this brow-raising food plan, he claimed his weight dropped, his energy levels increased, and his, quote, mental clarity improved.
I don't know about that.
Well,
the butter has me seeing God.
But Kevin, there's strange things your body goes through when it's like dying.
Okay, sure, the clarity of death, I guess.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
it's like the oil cleanse with the cosmic death fungus.
Right, yeah, goose shitting pills.
I was like, so I'm conflicted here. Like, one, he's got all that grease in his system, but also he's eating all that cheese. So I don't know if he's like just turbo diarrhea or blocked the fuck up, or do they cancel each other out and he's just like regular?
I appear to be shitting from the palms of my hands, sir.
Like at this point, he's probably lubed up his skeleton enough that like one fart means it's over for him. He can
Just a greased up skeleton.
It's just like a Disney cartoon. You have all these like little skeleton bones, just like the xylophone sound as they stack up outside his body,
and his body just collapses and goes woo.
Meanwhile, his total cholesterol level exceeded 1,000 milligrams per deciliter.
Mike, could you give us a
for context? An optimal total cholesterol level is under 200, while 240 milligrams per deciliter is considered the threshold for, quote, high cholesterol.
And his was over 1,000.
Over 1,000.
You were shockingly close, David.
Cardiologists noted that prior to going on his fatty diet, his cholesterol had been between 210 and 300.
Jesus.
The cardiologist diagnosed the man with xanthelasma?
Xanthelasma?
Xanthelasma? Something like that.
Sounds like a Dungeons and Dragons module.
Yeah. A condition in which excess blood lipids ooze from the blood vessels and form localized lipid deposits.
I'm looking at the pictures. It looks like he's been swimming in cheese.
The escaped lipids would normally be taken up by roaming white blood cells called macrophages. But in cases with
that disease you mentioned,
xanthelasma, the amount of lipids is too large for the macrophages, which turn into foam cells with the excess cholesterol leading to visible deposits.
Jesus God.
Such deposits are often seen around the eye, a condition called xanthelasma palpitorum.
Very nice.
Which often strikes people with lipid anomalies, such as familial hypocholesterolemia. Say that 3 times fast.
No.
It's thought that continuous blinking of the eye over a person's life can eventually weaken the capillaries in the area, allowing for lipid seepage. But while this may be a more common presentation of the condition, lipid deposits can occur anywhere in the body. Xanthelasma, especially Xanthelasma palpabarium, is not always associated with high cholesterol and heart risks, but having high cholesterol is strongly associated with coronary heart disease. The case study doesn't provide information on the man's outlook. However, the authors write that the case, quote, highlights the impact of dietary patterns on lipid levels and the importance of managing hypercholesterolemia to prevent complications.
His heart must just be coal at this point. Just solid carbon.
But yes, there are pictures in the article of his hands.
Yeah,
and it looks like he ate a lot, like he just like grabbed blocks of Velveeta and smushed it in his hands and just
I was going to say it looks like he's been swimming in a tub of Velveeta.
Someone in the comments described him as a butter golem.
And it wasn't me, believe it or not, because I have used the term butter golem before. Jesus Christ.
So wild.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so who would have thought doing things to excess would lead to bad times?
Could you imagine shaking his hand?
I was drinking at the time, and I now want to vomit.
Yeah, no, like you go, your hand meets his, and then your hand flies off at like 50 miles an hour.
God, he's just completely frictionless.
He goes to, like, I just imagine him going to, like, fry some eggs, and he just, like, wipes his hand on the pan.
Oh.
I'll tell you what, he's never going to be a wide receiver.
Ooh, he should be a short order cook in a diner.
You can't catch me.
The greasiest spoon.
Oh, he's the Waffle House Employee of the Year.
He is the Waffle House butter tub.
He's about ready to start cooking, so he just puts his hand on the burner.
Yep.
Couple seconds, lift it up.
Hey,
All right, we're good to go.
here's a question for that guy in the Waffle House menu runes. I wonder what position the jelly packet goes in to signify bring the butter golem.
Well, no, it's 24 packets of butter and like 3 slices of cheese. That's
They don't need the packets of butter though.
Well, no,
It's him.
that's his summoning sigil.
Oh,
Is the packets of butter,
okay.
because he has to
it all
maintain his
melts
butter
down,
levels.
You see it reform and grow as the butter golem.
Jesus God. This is like an episode of the F Plus all of a sudden.
I cannot tell people who are listening just how horrible these pictures are.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, and then you remember what's happening. You're like, oh God. That's just his body rejecting butter.
Yes.
It's just his body is like, I can't. I just fucking can't. All the white blood cells quit. They're on strike.
They're literally just like going, we got nowhere else for this shit to go. Just squirt it out of his hands. Squirt it out there.
Oh, God, I just picture Jack Nicholson as the Joker. We're taking it out a whole new door.
And then when he cries, you get salted butter.
Oh, boy.
And just imagine don't really imagine, but you have to wonder about where else for their heavy butter.
No, you don't. You don't have to do a bit of that shit, Mike.
It's just soft serve at this point.
Oh,
like I don't know about other guys, but my
I don't know.
downstairs gets pretty naff sometimes.
I don't like the direction of this.
So you have to imagine he's just like this butter pants.
He can't sit on a toilet because he keeps slipping off.
Oh my God. He just shit sticks of butter.
It's no longer his taint, it's his country crock.
Guys, I can't believe he's not butter. So here's a funny thought. What if he also was doing colloidal silver and turned blue and was secreting butter?
Blue butter.
Would
so
that
just be like constantly oozing green?
Holy shit, no. Dude, okay, he's blue, he's secreting butter, he's blue bonnet.
I was going to say, if he was blue, but he was also secreting butter, it'd be green, and then you have the Ninja Turtles pudding pie.
Damn it, David, do not ruin that memory for me. That is a sterling, beautiful memory of mine. You cannot tarnish it.
Yep.
He's literally become Slimer.
I would, before tonight, I would have done unspeakable things to once again taste the ambrosia that is the Ninja Turtles pudding pie. But now I think I would retch.
David, I don't think you know what unwritten law you've transgressed here.
You're on my shit list, David. I've now associated the beautiful pudding pie with a nasty memory.
Dude, you understand, he would kill both of us for one of those.
I wouldn't kill anybody for one, but I would do unspeakable things that have no impact other than to myself for one of those. I really wouldn't.
Okay.
Speaking as like the biggest Ninja Turtles fan here, even I hurt myself with that one. So
yeah, you always,
Yeah. Well, David, fuck you for that, and Mike, fuck you for this story. So thanks. Yeah. Oh man. Oh God. So Guys, this week, my episodes have been from some very strange sources. You know, that last one I had was, where did I say that was from? It was from Cultural Property News. Well, my next article is from workerscompensation.com.
Oh, boy.
I don't know. It's just a very odd news week for me. Intelligence agencies nearing consensus on Havana syndrome cause.
Okay.
This article is from January 16th by Liz Carey. And I was like, well, you know, we haven't had a Havana syndrome update recently. So why not go to workmanscomp.com, basically. Washington, D.C. More intelligence community agencies and individuals are coming to the consensus that Havana syndrome may be the work of a foreign adversary. Havana syndrome, the debilitating ailment that has struck employees in the U.S. State Department and U.S. Defense Department at posts all over the world, has impacted federal employees since 2016. Largely written off by intelligence agencies as pre-existing conditions or mass hysteria, the syndrome has continued to impact dozens of federal employees to the extent that legislation was passed in 2021 to compensate each victim up to $187,000 for, quote, injury to the brain. The ailment leaves those affected with ringing ears, nausea, fatigue, headaches, dizziness, and cognitive difficulties, among other things. They just described me.
I was going to say, like, if I watch, like, a couple hours of Mr. Beast videos, I feel like that. So can I, like, get that compensation too?
Yeah, I know. Mike, how about you? Does that sound like you? Because I've got ringing ears all the damn time. I can make a fake pass for it.
I mean, like, sometimes.
Like, fuck, you don't even have to go to Havana to claim this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, officials working at the U.S. Embassy in Havana, Cuba, reported unexplained symptoms in 2016. The federal
Kevin, unexplained.
It's not about the book, though.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair.
You know what? I feel bad. Officials working at the U.S. Embassy in Havana, Cuba, reported unexplained symptoms in 2016. You're right, that does feel better.
Yeah.
The federal employees said that they experienced strange and high and low frequency sounds or feeling like they've been hit by an invisible blast wave. The U.S. government refers to the incident as anomalous health incidents. Since then, the incidents have spread to embassies all over the world, including China, Austria, and Serbia. As a result of these health incidents, some diplomats and intelligence officers have left active service. The majority of the reports of Havana syndrome occur in employees in the CIA and U.S. State Department serving overseas, but the illnesses and injuries have affected personnel in other agencies, including the U.S. Department of Defense and Commerce. While there is no consensus on what causes the syndrome, an expert committee from the National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine found that directed pulse radio frequency energy appeared to be the most plausible cause, but that it could also have been caused by ultrasound, pesticides, or mass psychogenic illness. In 2023, after a 2-year investigation, 7 U.S. intelligence agencies told the Washington Post there was, quote, no credible evidence that any foreign adversary to the U.S. possessed a weapon capable of causing the syndrome, and that the illnesses and injuries were more probably caused by pre-existing conditions, conventional illnesses, and environmental factors. Excuse me. Last year, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, in its 2024 threat assessment, found that it was, quote, unlikely a foreign adversary was responsible for the attacks, but noted the U.S. intelligence agencies varied varied in their level of confidence over that assessment. Quote, "It has been the broad conclusion of the intelligence community since March 2023 that is unlikely a foreign adversary is responsible for these anomalous health incidents," State Department spokesman Matthew Miller said in an April 1st press conference, which never do a press conference on April Fool's Day.
No.
Right.
That's a terrible idea. Quote, "It's something that the intelligence community has investigated extensively and continues to look at. We will look at new information as it comes in and make assessments inside the State Department and with our intelligence community. But that may be changing. New information has prompted the intelligence community to adjust their findings, a new report in The Atlantic suggests. New information from senior officials at the White House seems to point to the real possibility that a previously unknown weapon used by a foreign adversary could be the cause behind the mysterious syndrome. New information from the Office of the Office of the Director of National Intelligence led to the release of an update to a previous report. Officials now say that they aren't saying a foreign actor is to blame for the mysterious ailments, but they are no longer confident that one of our adversaries is not behind the attacks." And so it continues on for like 2 more paragraphs, but that's a basic point. They're not so sure anymore that it's not a sicko gun.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that there, bitches?
Well, now.
Yeah, we thought we had this shit nailed down. We do not. How do you feel now, Mike?
I don't know.
I just think it's interesting. They're like, we're not saying it is, but it could be.
I mean,
I'm curious who's the one who has it. Which nation's the one that probably has it?
Hadn't we talked about that? Did we decide probably Russia?
I don't know if we ever talked about it, but I mean, I suppose. I don't know. My money's always on China.
That's fair, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just don't. One, if there is such a weapon, it's a very ineffective weapon. It's like
It's more of a petty annoyance.
Yeah, it's like, to
the country.
It sounds like, so if it is an actual thing, like someone, one, they didn't test it well enough because they would have known that, hey, this isn't going to do shit. Two, they decided it was worth international, like upsetting international, norms to make people slightly ill. So I don't think it makes much sense for it to be like.
Yeah, I think you said that last time too, but like
what's the end goal? What are you trying to get out of it?
I don't know. It just sounds like a prank, but with like
look, if
weapons.
they want to do that, they should just deliver a whole like tray of brownies that are loaded with laxatives or
I could get behind that.
I'm trying to think. What other things they could like egg the front door of the embassy or
every member of the CIA wakes up with their hand in a bowl of warm water and they piss their pants.
I just want to see the movie about the international spy who plays the brown note outside of an embassy.
Yeah,
to like clear the way to get the nuclear missile codes or whatever.
I don't know. I don't know how low the brown note would have to go, but I hope that when it's raised, it's just bwah, bwah.
How about this? How about like a comedy, an 80s style comedy?
Oh,
where it's
prank
like
war.
where it's like, two embassies like this, but it's basically done kind of like Animal House.
Oh, that would be great.
The jock recruits the nerd, and the nerd's like, I invented a device that allows people to shit themselves.
I created the shit gun, sir.
Here's my elevator pitch. I just had it. So It's like you make up a country, right? Call it, whatever. I don't care. Made up a stan. and
Oh my
it
God.
like has a deposit of some like something everybody wants, not oil.
wait.
something.
Weed
Get-
around.
It's like
Get ladium.
it's unobtainium, whatever. And so all the major countries set up an embassy there, and they're all trying to one up each other to like, get in the good graces of Made Up a Stan. And it devolves into these petty pranks back and forth.
Okay, here's the thing. You do this in the 80s, you get like Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah,
That would have been a killer movie.
get
Harold Ramis to write it.
Yeah, get what's his name? I can't remember his name.
Ivan Reitman?
No, to play like the head of the Russian agency. Oh, he was
Yakov Smirnoff?
No, Buckaroo Banzai, Third Rock from the Sun.
Oh,
John
Lithgow.
Yeah, get him to play the Russian head. And,
Oh, yeah, no, that'd be great. I would watch the fuck out of that movie. I want to be in that.
Everything about this sounds fantastic.
I want to be in the alternate reality where that movie happened.
that's what we need. That's what Hollywood. If Hollywood wants to make money, they need to make 80s inspired comedies.
Oh, God.
Imagine
would
that as
love
the new,
that.
the new,
Hey.
wave.
Hey, NSA guy that's always listening in and stealing our ideas, could you just actually steal that one and do it, please? That would be great. Thanks.
Yeah, I would not be mad if Hollywood like just took that idea and like made, because we don't really have good like just wacky comedies anymore.
They don't do comedies anymore. Yeah, no, here, I can hear it now. Ladies and gentlemen of the Security Council, I would like to introduce the Spies Like Us initiative. I'm sorry, but they need to do that. Also, before we do move on, as far as countries I think are responsible, I'm going for the comedy option of Micronesia.
There we go.
Yeah,
It's Micronesia doing it.
Little country, big problem.
Yep. Oh, we make you poop your pants.
as long as it's not. Oh crap! It was just left my brain. The one from Mask that was very offensive.
No, that was Transformers. And it was Carbomia.
Carbomia. God, that was.
That made Casey Kasem quit the show. We were talking about that in the Discord the other day. Speaking of, join the Discord and hear me ramble about Transformers.
Kids in the Hall need to do a sequel to Brain Candy. Let's give them the project.
Ooh, that's a fun idea, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, and now instead of John Lithgow, you could get like Brendan Fraser to play the head of the Russian embassy.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I just think that'd be fun. Anyway, so that's my last article there. Now, David.
Mm-hmm.
I know it is supposed to be your segment this week.
Mm-hmm.
I think X is supposed to give it to us.
Indeedly doodly.
X has something to give.
Yes. The name of this thread is Astral Projection.
Oh, no.
Yes. When we say X, we don't mean Elon Musk's shithole app. We're talking about another shithole, which is 4chan's paranormal board.
Yes, it's completely different shithole and way more amusing.
Yes. So I'm going to read this phonetically.
Oh,
Just
please
put
do.
emphasis on how things are spelled.
Yeah. Yeah. Like McGick.
Yeah. So Astral Projection by Anonymous. Been having this issue lately. I've always had sleep paralysis, so I know this is different from that. Essentially, it's kind of like sleep paralysis, but it's like I Dracula cough and raise myself out of my body, and I can look around all while being able to feel my real body. It's almost like I am tied to my body, though, as if I just move just a bit from my bed or whatever I was sleeping from, I get pulled back into my core, kind of like bungee jump rope. IDK, it's not sleep paralysis, as I am astral projecting.
Okay, he said the Dracula thing. I just picture his psychic self rising up by the heels and going, bleh!
Yeah, no.
Oh, my God. So...
Oh, I'm sorry. He asked, am I astral projecting?
Am I astral projecting? Why not?
Yeah.
Mike,
So
is he astral projecting?
That or just, having the bitchingest ass dream.
Yeah.
So, first reply, what do you take before bed? And also, cataplexy is due to serotonin down regulating orexin in the hippocampus. What you are experiencing is a vestibular reflex in a hypnagogic state. It feels like you float up to the ceiling and it's pretty nice. I'd say you're astrally projecting.
But didn't he just explain it?
Mm-hmm. And then Op replies, I don't take anything before bed. I've been off meds, Xanax, lithium, and Prozac for 3 years, and it's only been since 2024 this happened. This thing is not like I'm floating. It's like I'm seeing two things at once, my eyes looking at the ceiling, and then my person self looking around.
So he's off his his meds.
Right. Next reply. Yeah, you're out of body. Fact you are doing it spontaneously while sober just means you got a nice brain.
No, it doesn't. Because when I was off my meds at the hospital with that infection, I had very similar experiences.
Yes, you are likely astral projecting. It's pretty rare to find someone who can astral project with instruction. It's very rare to find someone who can do it naturally. I think they meant without instruction.
No, they said with and then without.
It's very rare to find someone who can do it naturally. No, I think they meant like without instruction. They just forgot the out. Because then they talk about someone who can do it naturally. Be careful, though. I learned how to astral project back in the late 80s.
Sure
and
you
I
did.
got into some bad trouble years later by not knowing what I was doing or how to stay safe. I've stopped messing with that stuff and only occasionally lucid dream.
I swear I only did acid once, guys.
Right? Let's see. So then the op asks this person, asks like what happened. This guy goes, I was confused and went way out of bounds trying to do astral projection and remote influence simultaneously about a third of the way around the world. I got caught and some dark entities followed me back to my body. I felt like I was getting the shit kicked out of me by a bunch of thugs. Bad nightmare and lots of really bad luck followed. Stuff I don't want to remember. Lesson learned. Stay close to your body. Don't wander off. Make sure you aren't totally alone.
P.S. My name is Ingo Swan Jr.
Oh man, it's just
Yeah, I wish somebody else would go to the moon and see the big naked guys.
Right? Let's see. The op's like, hey, thank you for telling me that. How do I study this? Guy has one of the people responds, thanks, I do that with the exception of 4chan, but that battle is contained on the interwebs. I don't astral project anymore. It's been decades since then. I stay in my body and don't mess around with that stuff that can ruin my life.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah. Y'all ever astral projected before?
I mean, I took a shit once where I thought I was in another place, but,
Did you lift off the toilet when you did it?
No, I kind of I entered a fugue state, I think, and just kind of rocked back and forth, and time had no meaning.
Did you try Lamaze?
I mean, yeah. I think I hyperventilated, though.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh God, what a twist.
What a...
Okay.
Okay. There's more.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah, yes. There is a woman in the astral that I'm having trouble connecting to. If you would be so kind to help me connect to her better, or even just take a look for her to confirm to me that she does in fact exist, I'd be grateful. If you would like to help, I can provide the name she goes by, but sharing astral names is a bit risky, so only if you want to take a look. I'm beginning to doubt her existence and I'm in love with her, so it makes me really sad that I can't project properly to her anymore. Perhaps it's because my doubt. This also goes for anyone reading this if you want to hit me up. And then
he's trying to psychically stalk someone.
I was going to say, I was going to make a joke about sex, but, then they went ahead and went there.
Yeah. Here's someone responding to this. External confirmation seeking for your spirit lover is risky and addictive. Anon, use the sensations you have felt and their consistency as evidence. This is wild, man. This is crazy.
Your senses can fool you. Don't trust them.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I hope this guy finds love in the astral plane.
I hope this guy finds his medication again, because holy shit. Again, I've never actually astral projected, but like what he describes sounds like what happened to me in the hospital while I wasn't on my meds for like 3 or 4 days and had a fever.
That's a dissociative episode.
Yeah, you're having a fucking episode, buddy.
Well,
could be like
oh, go for it.
I was gonna say could be like a stroke.
Now,
or something.
not so much the stroke thing, but like
Astral stroke.
not to say, God damn it, not to say that like there haven't been uses for these incidents culturally. It's where religion comes from. This is like, you know, this is where some shamanistic things probably come from, and there's a lot of positive things that have come from these sorts of experiences. Or you could have a fucking psychotic break eventually and become a danger to yourself. So,
Well,
you know.
I think we'll leave this segment with the last post in the thread so far, which is...
Oh, please.
You will not be killed. Remain vigilant while loving those close to you.
Wow. I really thought it was just going to be, you will not be killed. Mike, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Huh? What?
I don't know.
You are the shittiest beatboxer I've ever known.
No, it was
Oh, was he beatboxing?
No.
it was like, you know,
Puh. You're incredulity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I was going to make a really fucked up joke, but I'm not going to now.
Yeah, please don't. Holy crap. Wow. That we had some fucked up stories this week, didn't we, guys?
yes, we did.
We did.
Lots of AI sexy stuff, and I kind of went out there in some weird places, and
Yep.
and there's a butter golem. Oh man,
Man
wow.
of not child, but man of butter
Man of butter.
and lipids.
Oh, man, that sounds like a great creepypasta, The Butter Man.
Can't find a butter man.
It's Eddie Vedder.
Anyway.
You just hear us as he approaches you.
Just skating along on his, buttery feet.
Did you ever like squeeze make like a whole like slime, like glob slime in your hand and like put your thumb in it while squeezing it? It made this horrible squishy fart noise.
Yeah.
That's the only sound his body makes.
Oh.
Like every movement is that kind of sound.
One thing we haven't discussed is the smell.
I don't want to.
Ugh.
Like
The guy
warm.
smells like rancid popcorn.
Oh God. Oh my God. He smells like if you go in the grocery store after the power's been out doing that to a natural disaster for like 2 weeks.
Oh, Jesus. Like that here in L.A., yeah.
Yeah, that's what he smells like.
No, he smells more. I think he smells more like, like David said, if you like, just sniff the popcorn oil dispenser. I loathe to call it butter.
It is not butter.
It is. In fact, I think it's usually coconut oil.
I'm pretty sure it's made by Exxon, whatever it is.
It comes in like 55-gallon drums.
Yes. Yes, it does.
And you can get that on Prime Day along with the 55-gallon drum of lube.
Yes.
Ugh.
Both would have
Technically-
similar physical properties.
Technically, they're both lube, so just one can do popcorn.
Just don't screw up which one you put on your popcorn. Exactly. Because
God.
I don't think the lube would taste very good.
Goes down easy.
Unless
Hey,
it's flavored.
yeah,
It
that's true.
could be strawberry flavored lube. I don't know you.
Don't yuck their yum.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for this week. Next week,
Thankfully.
yeah, next week I will hopefully have an episode about giants.
They could be colossi.
There must be giants.
There we go.
Something.
They are reportedly titans.
Like, I've already fucking got the title to my next episode. I got that one immediately.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, no, it's...
That should be
well,
fun.
I'm not revealing it now.
Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. We'll find out when we find out.
I
tell you
heard
what,
they
a good
are.
Supernatural Selection episode starts with us coming out with a really dumb joke for a title.
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard they are just very tall.
Actually, I think the name might be they're definitely giants.
There we go.
I think it's too close to they're definitely dwarves.
That's the joke.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, Terry Pratchett reference. So, thank you everyone for listening. We will be back next week, like I said, with an episode of some form. How do you end an episode? Shit, I'm tired.
It's okay. I got something for us.
Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. We do plugs. David, have you got any plugs?
No, just listen to Spooky Dice Bag. I play a fun character. It's fun. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine as well. Yeah, listen to Spooky Dice Bag. It's cool. We're both on it. It's fun.
Mm-hmm. Now we just gotta get Mike on there to play a dwarf or some shit.
We do, Mike. You need to be on there at least once.
We'll see.
Okay, well, the problem is when we're playing, Mike's bowling.
Yep, I got my bowling.
He's a league bowler.
That means like I'm 30 million steps away from being a professional.
I don't know. It's not that many steps.
It's well, how many steps are between like rank amateur and like the guys that I guess it's just a bit.
I don't
skill,
know.
Really.
I don't
At
know.
least one more.
I don't know. Ask Mr. Owl.
Considering there's like 20 different levels of people above me at just roll that night. So
You didn't laugh at my joke.
I'm sorry.
I said ask Mr. Owl about how many steps.
I didn't get it.
Tootsie Roll Pop.
I know I did. I get it now, but I didn't get it at the time.
Oh God.
You
Well,
just made him feel even worse.
Yep. That's all life is making me feel
you
worse.
explain the joke, and then it's like, well, yeah, I heard it. I just didn't care.
No, I heard it. I just didn't like get it. Like it didn't click.
Oh God. Well, thank
How
you.
many licks does it take to get to the center of a butter golem?
Oh,
Fuck
you, God, David. Oh my God, I'm gonna put you on academic suspension from the show.
double secret probation for David.
Yeah, and then we're gonna hit you with a Havana gun.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening. If you would like to learn more about the show, head to supernatpod.rocks. That is supernatpod.rocks. You can find out about the show there. You can find a link to our Discord, our Patreon, our merch store. You can find every episode of this show and the Distraction Hole. So, thank you once again for listening. We'll see you next time. So until then, stay safe. Stay frosty, and be kind. Goodbye.
You will not be killed by the butter golem. Remain vigilant while loving those close to you.
Excuse me, I just had a pudding pie fall out from between my legs.
Oh, God.
Well, damn it. I was just going to say they're allegedly the tall whites.
I mean, Mike is there. He can hit you, Kevin.
Yeah, that's true. What about the tall whites?
They're allegedly the tall whites.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. Butter.